What are 5 things you need to do 5 years before you retire? Well, by the end of this video, we're going to have laid out decisive steps so that you can plan for your retirement that you've always dreamed of.
To learn more about securing your retirement and all the different elements you need to know, feel free to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell so that you'll know of every episode that we post on Mondays. We have helped hundreds of clients getting on the path to gaining clarity and feeling comfortable in their retirement. It's your turn now. Let's get started.
Number 1, gather all of your important documents. Well, what do we mean when we say important documents? Well, think about all the different types of accounts you might have accumulated in retirement money in. So for example, think about your 401ks, 403bs, anything that might be a company plan. Then we also have things like pensions. Now, to get our pension number, you might have to call your company and ask them to run a calculation for you so that you know what your pension amount will be at certain ages. They also may tell you what you could take as a lump sum in that information. Also, gather all of your IRAs, traditional and Roth. Look for any annuities or gather all of the annuity paperwork you might have. In addition, look for your brokerage accounts. This is money that I'm saving that's not in a tax-deferred account. What about my savings accounts? Get together all of my documents of different accounts that I have at maybe potentially different banks. What are my Social Security projections? Now to get this, you probably will have gotten a statement each year, but if you've not, or you can't find it, all you have to do is go to ssa.gov and you can understand exactly what your projected Social Security will be at age 62, at what's called full retirement age, and age 70. Gather all of that information. Also gather all of your estate planning documents, like your wills, your trust, your power of attorney, as well as your healthcare power of attorney. All of these documents are going to be needed before you retire.
Number 2, break down your spending. This may seem simple, but it is very important when you're thinking about retirement. So many times we have the conversation of it's not so much about how much you have saved for retirement, and it's way more about how much you plan on spending in retirement. And having these two not lining up can be detrimental. So understanding the spending plan is very important. We break spending down into really 3 simple categories. The first one is your essential income needs. It's basically what you're thinking, the ability to stay relatively happy, paying the mortgage, paying the bills, keeping the lights on, staying fed, taking care of any of the normal subscription services you have. And then you've got your wants. Your wants are things that you want, and we don't work so hard to get to retirement and then not have the ability to take care of our wants. Things like hanging out with your children, grandkids, being able to spoil them, maybe maintaining a golf club membership or a membership to another place. The ability to travel in retirement, that is a huge one. You want to make sure you're thinking about that. And then the last one is legacy or giveaway money. So do you plan on giving money to charity? We want to be thinking about those numbers. Do you have a number in mind that you want to be leaving behind to your inheritors, like your kids or your grandkids? So the legacy money, giving away money, also something that you don't want to neglect. You want to have that in the plan. So 3 major things: essential income needs, your wants, and then your legacy money.
Number 3, write down your goals. This one's really important. You don't want to just think about those goals. You want to really write them down because it's going to really help you to think through what's really important to you. So for example, where do you want to live in retirement? What do you want to do in retirement? And that one probably is the biggest one because a lot of times people aren't thinking through what do they actually want to do when they don't have to go to work anymore. Sometimes that can be quite depressing if you don't have something in mind as to what you're going to do. Year 1 is pretty easy because you're so busy just making that transition. But when you get to year 2, 3, and 4 of actual retirement, you need to have a plan. What is it you want to do? Do you have hobbies? Do you want to travel? Where specifically do you want to travel? That's really important to understand those things, and if you write those down, it's going to really help you to clarify and list in order all of your priorities. Do you have specific goals as to how much time you want to spend with the grandkids or with family or visiting different friends? Make sure you write those down, because otherwise it can get so busy, or we can get so involved in other things we forget about what really is driving us to make that retirement such a happy, comfortable retirement. Please comment below and tell us, what's the one thing that you look forward to in retirement?
Number 4, educate yourself on investment strategies that match up with your risk tolerance. In the world of investing, we break things down into really 2 main categories. You've got passive management and you've got active management. Passive is basically what we say, buy and hold, in the sense of, say you buy a stock and then you just hold it and hope it does well. Or you buy into a portfolio that has a mix of all kinds of different asset classes and you hold it and you hope it does well over time. Someone may say that the problem with that strategy is that there's a good amount of risk to that. So go back to a 2008 type scenario, and let's say you were in a well-balanced portfolio. Well, you could have lost 20, 30, maybe 40% of the money that you've been saving all of your life. So you got to understand the risk exposure of all the different types of investment strategies, and also understand what you're willing to tolerate. So that was passive. Now you've got the active side. Active investment strategies typically are going to say this. They're going to say, we're going to shift as the market is shifting. So as things are changing in the markets, active management is going to move around. So your portfolio is not always going to stay the same. It's going to be based off of what is currently occurring at the time. So you kind of have to ask yourself, which one do you like better? Which one makes you feel more comfortable? Just buying and writing it out, or knowing that your portfolio is being watched and managed usually on a daily basis? Which one makes you comfortable? And then also understanding the risk behind both of those, and more importantly, making sure it matches up with your risk tolerance.
Number 5, develop a written retirement income plan. This one is so important. Merce and I talk about this all the time as we're helping people prepare for retirement. It needs to be written. And the reason why is because it's going to help you think through everything so clearly. You've got things to consider, like inflation, for example. If at the beginning of retirement, I think I need $5,000 a month to spend, if I've got just a 3% inflation rate, in about 18 to 20 years, that $5,000 now is going to be $10,000 a month, so that I can live exactly the way I was living at the beginning of retirement. And if I don't have that planned out, written out, then that could be a big surprise. But I've got a lot of things that I have to think through in addition to inflation. I've got things like health care, long-term care. I've got things I might need to purchase, like I might want to redo something at the house, or repairs I have to have at the house. I might need to buy a new car. When it's written down and we've got it in front of us, what that does is it builds our confidence, because now we know we've thought through a lot of these different issues. We also can do what if scenarios. What if we don't earn as much as we were hoping we would earn? Suppose you were planning on earning 5%, but you only earn 4.5%. Or we can go the other way. What if you were planning on earning 5%, but you actually have been earning 6% or 7% or 8%? Well, that could change how much we're going to leave behind or how much we can actually spend. So having a written retirement income plan is so important as you get ready for and planning for a comfortable, secure retirement. These 5 things to do 5 years before retirement can certainly help you get started planning for a worry-free retirement. But what else do you need? Well, Merce and I have created a mini video course called 4 Steps to Secure Your Retirement. We put these videos together to help you look at all the different aspects of what you need to think through as you get ready for retirement. In addition, we've created a podcast called Secure Your Retirement. You can use the link below to subscribe.
If you would like more retirement tips, watch these videos. Create your retirement income plan, investing during retirement, buy and hold, or active management. If you like this video, hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe and share it with your friends.